this is going to be a pretty deciding game. It's not the deciding game, but xGamers are up 2-0 over Xtraterrestrials right now. So they really need, Spirit really needs to pull out a win here for not only the Zerg, but the the team XT. Alright, so spawning here in the bottom left on Whirlwind. Really big map. It is XT Spirit as the blue Zerg. And down here in the bottom right, we have XGS, which is xGamers, WhiteIdra, which, again, I'm really confused by his name because, of course, Idra is white. So maybe it's just Idra playing Terran again, gave up on Zerg, and has retreated back to being Terran. Here on Whirlwinds. Now, Whirlwind, a pretty interesting map in ZVT. Now, this close by ground is good. As far as ZVTs go, you generally want to be closer if you're the Terran. Generally want to be further away if you're the Zerg. There are a few timings and things like that that players can enjoy other things, but generally that's going to be what people want to be doing. I don't know if I really like that in this overlay, to be honest. What do you guys think? I guess I'll leave it up. That way their names get more publicized for y'all. Alright, so nothing at all out of the ordinary by both players right now. We have the early gas, which is just indicative of a Reaper expand, generally. So we should see the racks going down right now. And then we should see a Reaper as the first unit, morphing in at the same time as the orbital. Generally, sometimes they'll start a command center right behind this. Now on Whirlwind, you can build a command center right here, and it's going to block this off. So you can start that before you even start your supply depot, which is pretty sweet. So some Terrans do it. Gas going down, which is interesting, before pool, which kind of indicates a speedling build, but we'll have to see if that's what's going to be going down. You generally don't see the gas before the pool unless it's going to be moving straight into speedlings. And that really indicates early aggression. So he's spotted where the Terran player is now, so that might be why he's going into speedlings, just because he knows that there's a really high probability of a lot of aggression on this close by ground, as well as drop play. You know, you want speedlings out and about for Reapers as well, so all good things. This SCV thinks he's going to be able to take this down. That's a little bit ambitious. Mainly probably just spamming it with your bases under attack is always annoying, so that might be what he is deciding to do there. X-Spirit's expansion almost done here. In the meantime, we had actually a factory go down behind this, so he's going to be moving into actually... Did he even make a Reaper? No, he didn't. Okay, so really old build. He's going to be going straight into Hellions before the Reaper even. So he's not going to be expanding. He's going to go into Hellion Harass, which actually, to be honest, kind of plays into the Zerg player's hands a little bit more. And he didn't start a reactor on that rack, so that's also interesting. He's picking up a second gas, so maybe an armory and a starport going down in a second. I'm not really sure what you need this much gas for besides Cloak Banshees or Hellion drops pretty quickly. We'll have to see. Is he just going to move down and expand? I don't understand. I hope the stream didn't die 2 minutes ago, because that's going to be really frustrating. Widowmine's headed out across the field right now. Ling actually getting killed and pushed back. I really hope the stream isn't down. Xfire's asking right now. Okay. Anyway. Can't really concern myself with it. There's not really anything I can do. I can always cast it from replay if it does go down, guys. So it will be up, and I'll VOD all of this afterwards anyway. I'll label it up and send you guys links, and we'll get it up on the website and stuff like that, I'm sure. And we have the first Widowmine moving up. It is extremely ambitious for a Widowmine, and it actually, I have no idea how, but it actually managed to burrow. These Marines moving up, they really want to kill that queen, but they're actually not able to. A Spore Crawler being built right next to this Widow Mine, which means it has essentially no chance of getting out of here alive. We'll see if that actually holds to be true. In the top left, or in the middle left, I guess, XC Spirit is dropping his expansion. Now, WhiteIdra's expansion just finished. He has 450 banked gas. So again, I wasn't really sure what he was doing there, but maybe it's just an unrevealed strategy. I'm not sure. We shall have to see. Widowmind actually moved down the hill, so that's exciting. I don't really know how it got away. I missed it. Lynx probably weren't paying attention and just kind of unburrowed and walked away. There is a Widowmine up here in the front for WhiteIdra. He has multiple racks going down in the background. An engineering bay, so you're going to start those upgrades, hopefully get another engineering bay and an armory because you're going to afford it with all this gas he has. He actually pulled a few workers out of gas now that he saw how much he has. And he's adding on a reactor on his factory. Will he be swapping it, or will he be going into Hellions and such? Not exactly sure. Widowmine burrowing over here at Spirit's third. Shooting that Overlord. Get out of here, Overlord. Oh, this other Widowmine. This is like the slowest race for killing of anything. Yeah, production time's up. Sorry. You'll see it in a minute. Oh, it's so awkward casting on a delay. And let's see. Nothing really too exciting going on down on either side of the field. Joining up pretty decently behind this. He's at 38. You probably want to be more in the 40s at this point. He is getting +1/+1, so he's going to be sticking on Ling Bling into Ultralisk eventually. And right now, WhiteIdra just building a little bit of a supply depot wall. No upgrades have finished yet here for him. Starport going down right now. And still has a lot of gas, but he's probably going to turn all those into medvacs. Over here, after that Overlord's very sad death, looks like maybe one... Yeah, one Widowmine actually popped up and did get picked off, probably by Lings. The other one managed, looks like, just reburrow in time. And now the Spore Crawler is moving up, and it's going to be able to see that Widowmine, so it's going to get picked off. But is it going to reload in time? It doesn't. Okay, is this Queen going to pick it off, or is it just going to wait for it to reload, walk up, and get killed? You shall have to see. Wow, Burrow actually getting picked up. That's interesting. So Burrow Banelings look like they might be a factor out here on this map. Now, I kind of like that. Ooh, Widowmine picked off that queen. Yep, there it is. I knew it was going to happen. It's very sad. Poor queen. I foresaw your death, though. Alright, so 1-1 finished. Baneling Nest with speed is Baneling Nest is finished. Speed is researching, so it's definitely going to be a Baneling bust, which is pretty interesting when you have no mutas. Now the thing about this situation is it's really risky to go for a Ling Bling all-in on a Terran player when you know they have a lot of Widowmines. We've seen quite a few moving out across the field, and you don't have any ranged units. All you can do is throw a Ling up in front to detonate it and then go. But the thing about that is, as soon as they see a Ling blow up outside their base, they're going to know that you're coming in. So that's when they'll start spreading out their Marines, getting ready for all those types of situations. We have an Armory actually starting on the low ground, which is an interesting choice. No Hellbats in production yet, and it's probably just for additional upgrades. Back here at the Terran player's base, we don't have a second engineering bay at all or anything like that. He does have quite a list of upgrades going on. Combat Shields is just now finishing at about the 12-minute mark, though. And there are no... Is that right? Yeah, there's no medvacs out on the field. He still is banking a lot of gas. He should probably start pumping that into medvacs. We'll see if he does. Overseer is moving across the field, so he does recognize, oh, okay, there are the mutas. Now the attack is starting to make a lot more sense. Burrowed Ling over here at the 3rd and 4th bases here by Spirit. Very nicely done. That's why I was researching it. Ooh, Widowmine picking off a whole muta. Splat. That's no fun. Alright, so now he knows A, that mutas are on the field, and B, he just killed one for free. So that's a pretty, well, not for free. I guess the Widowmine died, but you'll take a Widowmine for a muta pretty much any day of the week. Gas investment there just isn't at all equal. There are a few Hellions out here in this mix, and I wonder if he's going to turn those into Hellbats, or he's just going to kind of fly him around in the front. We have a Marine loaded up. Alright, gave up on that. Looks like he's going to start moving across the field. Overlord gets a little bit ambitious and does get driven back, but that kind of reveals that he has Overlord speed, which is, of course, for these Overseers to try and keep up with these mutas. Lots of Banelings being morphed here back on the field, and a lot of creeps spread out in the middle of the map, but nothing really headed towards the Terran player's base. There we go, a little bit more creep being spread that way. And Terran's army is split up, which is always a dangerous situation. denying vision before he moves up into that range. Very nicely done there with that Hellion out in the front. Widow Mine's moving up. They're going to start burrowing. Scan's going down. Sees that there's a lot of creep tumors. Actually, a few links just kind of being thrown away there. Muta's trying to position in the back. They're trying to pick off the medvacs. That's what they're trying to position for right there. And the Terran player has to be really careful. He doesn't know exactly what's out in front of him. He doesn't know how many banelings there are because he's just been scanning on top of these creep tumors. So it's a pretty risky situation. Lots of links streaming forward. And it looks like the Terran player is either going to have to split really well or he's just going to eat all these banelings. Very nice. He moves all of his Marauders up to the front and a lot of banelings detonating on them. But it looks like the Zerg player will be able to clean this up. Spirit looking in a pretty good position. Ahead quite a bit in actually active forces. So we'll have to see if he's actually able to push in on this now. There aren't any Widow Mines here to defend the base. And he's going to see that. He's going to see that there's not a lot on the other side of the field. And this isn't a full wall. There's a gap right here. You got to build more. Yeah, there we go. Building another supply depot. And the Zerg player just backs off, which is interesting. I feel like he had a timing there after he cleaned up that army where he could have just thrown the banelings away on this supply depot wall and pushed in and maybe won the game right there. But he's just going to fall back on macro a little bit more. He's producing 7 more mutas, getting his hive up right now. So he might be moving into the Ultralist here soon. A macro hatch being thrown down in his base is floating quite a bit of minerals, that's why he's throwing that down. The 4th is already up and established here for Spirit in the north. Terran player is still on 2 base. He does have his 3rd orbital finish. There are lings at both of those locations though, so he's going to have to scan. But at this exact moment, it's just going to be really difficult for him to move out on the field. He only has a few Widow Mines, which are, zone controlling, zoning out the Zerg player's army. Lots of scans going down. Where are they actually being thrown? Okay, they're checking for a 4th base. They see it up there in the north. Quite a few mutas heading here in the south. There are turrets very well spread out along these bases, though. Oh, and he actually sees the drop go over that Zergling. Will he actually move? Oh, he doesn't notice it, though. So, drop's getting out onto the field here. A Widow Mine headed way across. Where are you going, Widow Mine? Follow the Widow Mine. Okay, he's moving up to the 4th base. He's just taking like the most roundabout way of getting there ever, which is pretty exciting. I guess he's avoiding all this creep, which is a good idea. But yeah, the journey of the Wild Widow Mine across the graceful plains of Whirlwind, making his way to his ancestral home of the 4th base of the Zerg. I'm really interested in what he's doing because there's not really a whole lot going down on the production tab. Of course, we have 3-3 going down and adrenal glands. And now we have the drop moving up here into the 4th. He unloaded just before. He's going to move up, pick off that queen. He's going to get a few lings here. The medvacs are actually backed up, which means these guys are on a one-way mission. Oh, medvacs, I don't think you're going to be able to get away. Oh, he actually didn't send any mutas with this at all. So they're actually going to very easily get away. Oh, okay, this medvac chooses a not great... Wow, he's just going to let it fly right past. Okay, that's an interesting choice. Ultralist Cavern is down. Chitinous Plating is being researched. That's that armor. Yeah, look at that. +2. Okay, so he's going to hit... Yeah, a little bit before. He's going to want to wait for that Chitinous Plating. So right now he's just macroed up to the point where it's going to be extremely difficult for WhiteIdra to come back in this situation. We'll have to see if he manages. He's going to move over here and try and land this command center, which he has another one finished right here, so I'm not really sure why that one's not moving across, but he's going to have to scan to do so. Ooh, quite a few Zerglings getting picked off by a Widow Mine. But he's going to move in and try and deny this base before it can land. Quite a few Widow Mines actually out in front. Not where you want them to be. They do get picked off, and now the Baneling just rolling into the entire army. It's going to be really difficult for WhiteIdra to hold on at all here. This 3rd does get cleaned up. Everything being taken down here, and a GG is going to be called. Xtraterrestrials taking their first game here by Spirit. So it's now 2-1, making the series a little bit more even. And we're going to move into game number 4, and this is going to be the first time that xGamers are actually going to be able to pick what map is going down. So that'll be pretty exciting. We'll have to see how that goes.